Previously on Two Past Midnight. You guys want to go to a map?
No,
Is it a scary map?
all maps are scary, because if we go to a map, we die on a map.
You see these black wires coming out from underneath the passenger seat. Goes out the passenger side door.
Told you this truck was useless piece of shit. And he's talking louder than he actually needs to.
Mm-hmm.
He just starts walking away from the truck.
And you hear from behind you, boom!
You see that shot?
A flash of
weather.
lightning.
That's
and
weather, Murph.
thunder. Emmett, you're looking through the binoculars. On the river, you see a patrol boat. Do you guys remember where we left off?
Yes. The boat had just rolled by. We had set up camp, and we had the crew pass by, and me and old boy basically stared each other down in some binos as they passed.
I shit you not. I instinctively was like, wrong show, man.
Same. I totally forgot about the boat.
Yeah, that was the boat went by. LT and Dr. Dolinsky came running back up after getting water. See that they saw the boat and they were like, "Oh, but like the people on the boat saw them running towards the camp, and they were looking at you, looking at them, looking at you, looking at them, and they continued on by."
And we determined, or based on recon, that they were NATO, right?
Yeah. Because I think Merrick and Murph were asleep at the time when that happened, and it was just Emmett that was watching that. But yeah, I did point out that they were NATO. And you saw them coming from the east, headed west, down the river, or up the river, right, as the case may be, because of how rivers work. Anyway, so that was the morning shift. Other than that, it was pretty much uneventful, other than LT and Dr. Dolinsky getting back to the camp. So LT and Dr. Dolinsky get back to the camp, and you see Emmett.
Wait, did we get water for
Yes,
everybody?
you guys got water and you got fish that Emmett was going to cook for you.
Right.
But other than that, I'd say we're headed out of the morning shift and into the day shift. So what is your all's plan?
Out of the morning shift into the day shift, so that means everybody has slept.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kyle, weather roll.
That would be a 3, sir.
3. That means it is still sunny. And it is the 3rd of July.
Oh.
No way.
It is. I talked about this at the end of the last one, too, about how it was the 3rd of July. Yeah. The rest of you guys start waking up. Merrick and Murphy. But the thing is, if you're going to cook the fish and prepare them, you have to do that. That's a shift. Or you can take the fish with you and prepare them later. Yeah.
Well, we can't have sushi?
You can, but that's a stamina roll.
I don't want to.
It's just a stamina roll.
It's like gas station sushi.
I feel like it should be a lower stamina roll for fresh fish.
Just a stamina roll.
Than like raw.
You don't know if it's irradiated or what.
Or if it's got like, some sort of weird
Can you
fucking
cook out radiation?
parasites in it.
No. It's been swimming in sewage.
You ever seen that Alone show?
Yes.
I saw one where a guy had got some fish and was like opening it up and it had all these fucking like parasites in them and shit. It was really gross.
I have 0 food. Merrick has no food. So, in character, he's just going to plod along.
Yeah, I think I gave him a ration yesterday, but I'm down to
Yeah,
one.
he had 0 food then, too, so.
What do you guys want to do? It is up to you guys.
Where are we heading? I can't remember.
1 hex north.
That's what I thought. Okay, to the end of that yellow line.
Yeah.
But we are full up on water from them filling up canteen, so we can go for a while.
Yeah.
It's technically
the
2
end of the day,
hexes.
at least.
Oh, wait. No, you were just heading. Yeah, because it was the one to the. Yeah. Yep. I thought.
Yeah,
Grosjean.
we're not going to Grosjean. We're just going 1 hex
Right.
north.
Well, if we only, what did we get? 1 ration from the fish? Have them cook you up a fishy for breakfast.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah, but it takes a whole shift to cook it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's what you would do for the shift.
Let's head north.
Yeah, I say we go north.
How many rations of
Okay.
fish was it, by the way, Kyle? I don't remember.
I want to say 2. 2 that I could cook to 3.
That sounds right. I'd have to go back and listen again to get the exact number.
Yeah.
It still leaves us short, so...
I figured you were tracking your loot, so I didn't write that down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was literally editing that episode today. I just didn't get to that part yet.
How many fish would I get if I had thrown the anti-personnel mine in this?
1d6.
You'd roll for it.
1d6. You still can do that if you want to. So what is your guys' plan for the day shift? Are you guys going to make the fish, or are you going to head towards that next hex to the north? What are you doing?
Oh, we're heading
We're
north.
heading north.
Okay. That'll be...
We're gonna go check that out, and then we will figure out what we're doing for food
Okay.
after.
That will be a survival roll to get to where you want to go. Whoever's navigating. A recon roll. Whoever is keeping watch. And it is sunny, so you're lucky. And Kyle, roll me a d10.
That would be a 2, sir.
Okay.
8 and a 3 on survival, so 1 success.
And recon 9 and a 4, so 1.
1 success?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what did you get on your survival roll, Brian?
8 and a 3, so 1.
So 1 success. All right, so you guys don't get lost. All right, so it is open terrain. So this is really like half of the shift is you moving into this next hex. So it's pretty open. You do go through a little bit of trees, things like that. And you're going along, and it's getting further away from the river. It's mostly open. It's pretty fucking flat. And mostly field area. What do I want to do? Give me 1 second. Yeah, let's do one of those. Kyle, roll me a d10.
That would be a 9.
All right, so as you're going, like you get to a point where there's a small hill right ahead of you, Chris, that you see, and you see this structure that's very similar to one you've seen before. When you guys have been traveling down the road, when you guys were in the truck, like a month ago or whenever the fuck it was, when you guys were headed towards Krakow, and you see this crucifix that's fashioned out of like tank barrels in the middle of this field, about 300 so meters off to your west of the direction you're heading as you're going along. Just sitting there in the middle of this field.
Yeah, not going near that. He points it out to everybody. He's like, I'm not fucking going over there, but you guys can check it out if you want.
But yeah, it's very reminiscent of, like I said, the one you saw when you guys were driving down the road towards Krakow. It's like something about it. It's like triggers that memory of riding in the truck with Stanislav and Harrison and Emmett and Gordon.
Oh, Gordy. Hey, Emmett, take a look at that. It looks familiar, right?
Do you think that is a marker post like other cross that we come across?
Possibly, but it looks familiar to something we've seen before a long time ago.
Maybe what you saw before was also like a marker, like other cross we have seen in blown up buildings with mirrors and stuff, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to think that was on our way to Krakow, right, Emmett?
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think that was headed. That was headed the down the main road there, close to the river.
Okay, but we are very close to the place, right? So, maybe this is a marker. Maybe there is more information. Maybe other one was also marker, like two-laid map. Maybe there is more book information somewhere else about it.
Maybe, but I mean, I know we can't let Murph head in there any closer, so best he can do is set up here and keep watch if we're gonna go take a poke around.
Where we saw that one, that was way south, right?
Yeah, that was quite a bit south. That was all the way down along the river, was kind of where you had seen it originally. Like before you got to Farmer's Village, essentially. Like somewhere between where you cross the river and, yeah, somewhere in that area was where you originally saw it.
I like how he no longer has a name and he's just Farmer.
That's what he's always been, Farmer.
He had a name.
Farmer's Village.
But I would like to investigate this a little bit, you know. Maybe there's something there, some other clue possibly, you know?
Murph asks, LT, can you pull out the map real quick? I want to show him exactly where we think that original cross was, just to see if that sets up any kind of a reference point.
So what are you thinking?
I just want to, show on the map where where we think we ran across that big ass cross with the main guns the first time, and see if that plays into your clues of triangulating something.
I mean, it very well could. I mean, I'm not really, I don't really see the placement of it necessarily in what I've been finding, but like it very well could, when you get down there, be part of the whole system. But I'm not real sure.
Like, take a step back in the overview.
Listeners, Adam is laughing maniacally because he has put a lowercase t onto the map to symbolize the cross.
I was going to cut my laughter out, but now I'm going to leave my giggling in the background on. I don't know why it amuses me, but it does.
You didn't even make it a capital T. It was just a lowercase
Well, that
t.
way it looked more like a cross. It was a capital T is just a T. It's a...
Well, yeah, but never mind. It's more functional.
Well, actually, historically, the Roman crucifixes would have been X-shaped.
An X.
Yes, that's the double irony here. Anyway.
There's a lot of X's on this map already.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Could do a big plus sign.
Too late. It's already a lowercase t. Anyway, sorry. And, so you guys are going to go investigate it, or what is your plan? So that other one was, like, way south of you.
It's 130 kilometers to the south. I still think we should investigate this just to have an idea. I think is could be unrelated, but could be clue. No, you never know until you do.
I'll hang back here and cover you guys from here, but I am not going near that fucking thing.
Yeah, that's fine. It's like normal. Yeah. Lieutenant, would you like to accompany me, or are you going to stay back here too?
I think we've been pretty lucky with just you and I tag teaming these things. Let's check it out and see if we can find something else covered with death or radiation or whatever other fun stuff we'd like to do.
Okay, we'll look at it.
We taking Doc with us or just you and I?
I think it's best if the doctor stays back here. It's not medical thing, so he stays here, we look. If it's medical thing, we come get doctor.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
So we're going to go investigate, Ref.
All right, so you guys start headed towards the towards the cross that you see over to your west. Like I said, and it was like a little ways ahead of you, but to your west, so it's kind of like to your northwest as you were headed north. So it wasn't directly in your path of where you were going, but it was off a little ways. As you get closer, and it's you and LT, right, Jeremy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the rest of you and Dr. Dolinsky see them headed towards the cross. It was about 350 meters away. They get about halfway to it. It's just them walking towards this cross. Chris, for a moment there, you get like flashbacks, just like that, remembering seeing like the major that was up on the cross.
Yeah. The one whose back we broke in the truck.
Neck. Her back was already broken.
Her neck.
We crap.
Her back.
Also, we is the better question. You.
That was a great episode. And
You broke her as you launched her.
Jeremy and LT, as you get closer, you can tell that it's actually two tank barrels that are like welded together into a crucifix. You get closer and you get closer, and it's like as you get closer, the degree of like craftsmanship that someone put into this becomes more apparent. It's like, this is a really fucking well-made, crucifix that someone did. And you can see that there's some sort of like lettering on the vertical barrel of the two. And it's kind of like written on it in this red text, right? And it's kind of on the side of it from where you are. And as you get closer, you kind of come around on that left-hand side of the crucifix, you see that it's just like this faint lettering on the side, and it says Mustang Sally on the side of it. Like it had been written on the barrel.
This doesn't just look like your everyday middle of nowhere abandoned up cross. This is legit. Somebody spent some time and effort here.
Yeah, it looks like welding was very well done. But the name, I think, means nothing. I think was on barrel before they welded.
That seems like something that a tank unit would put on. A little bit of personalization on a tank.
Yeah, like they write on the barrel. But in red, I've not seen red. I've seen white and some yellow. But red, yeah, is all. Yeah. But I think that is... do you know any... I guess it does not matter, these tanks.
Yeah, I personally was never attached to a tank unit, so I'm not sure if this is differentiating from Samoa or if this is...
No, what were you with? As far as your unit you were with?
I don't actually
I think you were
remember.
5th. Yeah, you were part of 5th Infantry with the the guys that had originally gone into Kalish.
Yeah.
You were part of that.
I was part of an infantry unit that went into Kalish.
Oh, you were on the ground. Oh, okay.
It was...
In Kalish?
Yes.
Oh.
And then everywhere else from there, a lot of foot travel, a lot of solo travel. Not many from my unit lasted very long, and I ended up on my own for quite a while.
Well, you're not on your own. Kalish is kind of long way from Krakow.
Yeah. It was a long, arduous journey with mostly just hiding in the shadows, looking a little bit at a time, and running from anything that even remotely moved.
Ah, so you are a survivor.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I met up with Emmett and Murph at them that I kind of tried to, pull myself out by my brute straps and make it worth my while to even be here, because I was pretty much just destined to wander and hide and hope that everything, blew over and there'd be somebody to rescue me. But I've got to the point where I'm willing to rescue others, and we have a mission now, and I feel like, some of this stuff makes me feel a little bit of use. So, finding a bit of a purpose within this unit, and for a life and time that's pretty much based in hell on earth, it's been refreshing to at least have some people that see some value in me.
Nah, you are fine, Bruce. You are a good man.
I appreciate it, but I don't have the leader aptitude of Emmett here, nor the military cadence of Murph, or your ability for diplomacy. But
these are all things that come in time. How old are you?
I am 33 years old, former college professor.
See, you're a college professor. Okay, you don't have the kind of experience that the captain and the Murph, what is he? Sergeant Murph. Yeah, you don't have their kind of experience. You're a college professor. This.
You were building your warriors in a lab. I don't know that I would have come to the surface on that one, but
Yeah.
We find ourselves in odd locations, and this is the hand we're dealt.
The world needs all the types,
That's what I'm learning.
So you know things. It's important to know things. It's not all like fighting and shooting and yelling. It takes all things.
Who knew that my love of French poetry would come in handy when...
See, like that. I would not have put that together because I would not have been able to read it, And neither would the captain or Sergeant Murphy. He's an integral part of society, you see?
It's weird the way things work out the way they work out.
So as you get closer, get to the actual cross there, you can tell that like I said, the lettering on it, but the thing that kind of stands out is that the vertical part of the cross is a American barrel. We were going to assume, based upon the fact that it says Mustang Sally written on the side of it, and design-wise, it looks like it came from an American tank. But the crossbeam is actually from a Soviet tank. And you can tell because it's been disassembled and taken off, and so it still has the Russian letters, and serial numbers and stuff on it.
It's Cyrillic.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Cyrillic on this one basically means it's Russian. So where do they get these barrels from? Why would they drag them all the way out here?
It's not like there's not a tank graveyard here. These were purposely schlepped in.
Someone brought these. These are very heavy. Do you think Shepherd's Flock brought these here?
I would bet my family that this is a Shepherd's Flock thing. And
if you look around on the ground, kind of around you, it doesn't look like it's been recently disturbed. You know what I mean? You don't see tank treads. You don't see tank marks in the terrain. You don't see tire tracks. It doesn't look like somebody recently drove these out here. It looks like it's been here for a bit.
Okay, this is old here, but we don't have any additional information. Is there anything in book about maybe horses or maybe an X or cross or anything?
The symbology in the book is mostly hearts and spades, clubs and diamonds. A lot of it's card based with the Queen of Diamonds and Queen of Hearts, those kind of things. That's why I saw the flash of red. I thought maybe something, but I don't think there's a correlation.
Could be independent thing that just happens to be here. Okay. So we know it is here. We put pin in it. Maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing.
And we'd search around the base of it, see if it's cemented in or what's going on, or if there's...
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, let's say there's cement. Why not? Shits and giggles. Yeah, cement. It's cemented in place.
Okay. It's a question of where is the T pointing to now? Where the arms be pointing?
The arms are kind of running in a northwest to southeast.
Okay. So they're effectively
Ish.
pointing towards towards Grosjak.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's nothing else here that would.
Yeah, no, it's just this one fucking tank barrel crucifix thing.
All right. I think we beat this horse to death. Okay, I don't think there is much else to find here. Let us go back and let them know, and then we will continue to search for lab in this area. Yeah?
I think that's probably our best bet.
All right, so you guys get back over to the group. Get over to Emmett and Murph and Dr. Dolinsky.
Seems like is probably independent thing. There is no more evidence to say what it is or is not, but I think we make note of it and continue to search for lab.
Was there anything interesting besides the fact that it was a cross made out of main gun?
It was made out of tank barrels from NATO tank and Russian tank, but also very well done for what it is. He's in place. Somebody put care and time into this. It's not some ramshackle bullshit. It's intended to stay for a long time.
And one of the barrels had Mustang Sally emblazoned on the side of it in red.
It also seemed like they cut the barrels so that they fit, so that it's not like one attached to the front of another one.
Okay, look. The amount of... That is impressive. Have you ever seen man cope? The rounded, the metal pieces, the cylinder?
Yeah, do like the
to connect it?
45s and
Once in
and just-
Tijuana.
Yeah.
No, it's impressive work to put up this cross here. Somebody means for it to stay a long time.
Sounds like symbolic too that it was one American and one Russian, right? That sounds very shepherd's flock.
So, like, the people they want out of here are Americans, and the people they want out of here are Russians. So, a barrel from each symbolizing the death of the two, outsiders. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, the two that caused all this shit here in the first place, and they're
Kind of what I
mind.
was thinking.
Get the fuck out, kind of what they're saying, but who knows?
I mean, to some people, cross is sign of unity and faith, Maybe is a sign of peace.
That would be the first sign of peace I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I'm just a trigger puller. I don't know, but I would. Peace doesn't sound very congruent with how things have gone here.
I mean, there are always people trying to find peace. So maybe this is peace, maybe this is war. Who knows?
I pull out my book and start flipping through to see if there's anything I'm missing.
I mean, there wasn't anything that tied this to the text, the song, the story, the poetry, nothing.
Nothing that was apparent.
Nothing that popped out to me.
Yeah, nothing seems to jump out about it. So,
All right. Well, I mean, based off of what we're looking at map-wise, this isn't technically the exact point that we're trying to reference here.
Yeah.
you're about 3 or 4 clicks away still from where you want to get.
Yeah, I think we should continue to do our search for this lab.
Well, I mean,
We have distance and azimuth from other location. Maybe we navigate to that location via survival checks, land nav, etc.
yeah, I'd say we keep moving, but we probably need to circumvent the cross to keep Murph from having to have a episode.
He's only 10 meters.
The route to get to where you were trying to get to, it's further west than where you were headed. So it was
Right.
like off to your west, and you were still headed north. So, because you guys haven't got to the place yet that's
Right.
indicated from the azimuth and all that.
Right. I was trying to, I guess, speak it from a mechanical standpoint of Murph not freaking out, and also if this is an encounter of some sort, that it would technically be we investigated, so I didn't know if it'd be backing off or not.
No, it's just not in the way. So,
Okay, cool. Well, then I say we pack up and continue on.
Okay.
all right, so you guys continue heading north, and like I said, it's about 3 to 4 kilometers still to get to the point that you were actually trying to get to. As we see the group walking to the north, the camera would pan over back towards the crucifix, and we cut away. And we see Farmer and Sully still up on top of that hill, overlooking the camp of the shepherd's flock that Anna had gone down into. And you guys know that her goal going in was to try to find the Adalbert guy so that she could point him out to Sully so that he could take him out from a distance. I don't know if we ever clarified that for the audience of what the actual plan was, but that's what the plan is currently.
Yep. That's the plan.
I figured I would clue everybody in on what was actually going on down there. So we see Sully and Farmer up on top of that hill overlooking the camp, like hiding in the brush a couple hundred meters away, a few hundred meters away. You guys can see people moving along. You see little corral of horses, some vehicles. You had seen Anna come out of one tent and walk back behind these armored vehicles, and like lost sight of her back there.
You got eyes on her? I don't see her.
I lost her. I'm not real sure.
You know, another thing I was thinking about. I take that shot. She's on her own, but man, I don't know. I don't know how she can get out of there.
I do not recommend you take the shot unless you have the ideal shot, because if it goes bad, it goes bad for us.
Might go bad for her either way.
Hopefully.
Back behind the armored vehicles that you saw her go behind, like another 30, 40 meters or so, you see some people carrying crucifixes over, and they're starting to like put them in place, like drop them in the ground.
How many more of these crosses do they think we need?
That might depend on how many bodies there are.
Hopefully they're not tying and burning people to these ones.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
We've got to put a stop to this somehow.
We're outgunned and outnumbered here, don't you think?
Yes, but hiding and waiting is, you saw what it did for my farm.
Yeah, I know, but our mission here is to take this dude out.
We wait until we get our clear shot then. Until then, we watch them build crosses.
Yeah, I just hope we take that shot, she can get the hell out of there.
And you see 3 crosses is what they've put up. Jeremy, we cut into Anna, and they walk her into this other tent, right? It's a smaller tent than the one you were in before. He's like, come in. And you walk in. I mean, he's in Polish, I guess, so it would be in Polish. I don't have to do the accent. He said, come on. And as you walk in, you see what appears to be 3 NATO soldiers, judging from their camis, that have been bound. They look like they've been beaten. And he says, so, don't worry, none of these guys speak Polish. So this, as I said before, way of telling who the faithful are and who they aren't We're going to strap them to those crucifixes out back. And you will light them on fire.
Wouldn't it be faster to shoot them or cut their throats?
It would be. If the point was just to kill them. But they deserve worse than death.
Am I speaking to Adalbert?
No.
Oh, no? Okay. Just curious.
No.
Adelberg?
Adalbert.
Berg?
Adalbert.
Bert?
Adalbert.
Okay, I thought that was right.
You are not. Like, you didn't see him in the camp when you came in.
Oh, yeah. He's a busy guy. I get it. This is a long game. Not necessarily an immediate thing. Although sooner is better. Whatever I do, I'm about to betray my moral code.
That's interesting.
It's almost like the ref looked at my character sheet and was like, hey, that's their moral code. Okay. All right. So she's weighing in her head the life of these 3 men versus the lives of the countless others that will be impacted if this movement continues. And she's trying desperately within her mind to wrap her head around what she is about to do. Because at this point, she is committed to this.
You see him yell out the tent, and you see a couple other people come in, and they pick these 3 soldiers up and start dragging them out. And the whole time in English, you hear him like one of the guys like just kind of moaning and like talking under his breath, but you could barely hear it. And like they look like they've been beaten, right? Like their faces are swollen, their lips are busted, fucking broken noses, fucking eyes look like if they were boxers, someone would have cut them, by now to like release the fucking swelling. And they're dragging them over to the crucifixes, and they have these little like steps that go up to them where they drop them in, and so that they can put them up there and like start tying them up on these crucifixes, like these chains, right? And then this is with them screaming, those that still have the breath left to scream, and they're like start dousing them with what you assume is fuel from the smell of it. Some sort of biodiesel, maybe. And they dip a torch in the same thing and light it. Here you go. This is your test. He says in English.
Are we seeing this?
Yeah, you guys can see this from where you're at.
I have a...
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna... Sorry, I had a mechanic question.
Mm-hmm.
If I betray my moral code, I take a -1.
To the roll associated with it? Yeah.
And in order to set these guys on fire, that's an empathy roll, effectively, to do it, right? Like, I have to fail an empathy roll to set them on fire, because this is effectively the same thing as shooting and...
Yes.
Okay. This is the mechanics question, because that means that that's the negative for going against my moral code actually helps to fail the empathy roll.
Sure. I'm okay with that. I see where you're going with that.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page, because that seems weird to me, but,
Because you're breaking the moral code? Yeah.
Because I'm breaking it seems like it should bump it up, anyway, I'm sorry.
I mean, you're still going to have to roll for the coolness under fire about stress situation anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take
Which is, by the way, going to be like not just 1. I'm going to say 3.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's fine. That's actually just fine.
Okay.
That's just fine.
Chris, you see this. Sully and Farmer, you see this. You see them holding that torch, and they start handing it over to Anna.
I can't believe they're going to make it do this, but I mean, I have in mind to put a bullet in each of them, but then she'd be fucked.
It's the humane thing to do, but it will give our position away and make it so she has no other option to leave.
The torch is now in Anna's hand.
I can't believe we're going to watch this.
How do we get her out of there?
We don't.
So we just watch her set her humanity ablaze and kill 3 people?
You got any other options? We fire around, everything goes to shit.
Jeremy, what's Anna thinking about right now? What's Jeremy thinking Anna's thinking about right now? Because she's probably thinking the same thing.
She, at this point, she is trying to steel herself for what she's about to do, and she is filled with a burning rage and just fury at what they're expecting of her and what they've been doing to people in Poland. And the whole time, she's trying to use this to her advantage, and she's picturing the face of Adalbert on every single one of those men on those crosses. So all she's trying to lie to herself that she's setting Adalbert on fire.
How many guns are trained on her? Or how many people?
This camp's got like a decent chunk of people. You know what I mean? Like, there were a couple tents, a few armored vehicles, a bunch of horses. Like, if you were to do an estimate, we'd be looking at like 80 some people in this little fucking camp. Yeah.
We'd all be fucked.
She starts singing.
Mm-hmm.
She starts singing the Polish national anthem. And she's picturing Adalbert on every single one of those crosses. And she's belting it out, like at the top of her lungs, just hoping that it'll give her enough, just enough composure to actually commit this atrocity.
It cuts away for a minute back to the house where she saw Adalbert, and as he was riding away with the rest of the group, she was singing the Polish national anthem. Comes back to the moment.
And she turns, and as soon as she says march, she sets the middle man on fire, or attempts to, depending on the roll.
Did you roll your empathy roll yet?
I have not. I got a 2.
You walk up to the one in the middle. You guys see the flames from the hill where you are, just as she puts this torch to this NATO guy, and you can hear the screams across the landscape.
She starts singing louder.
And cheers from the other people in the camp.
Fuck.
My God.
Tears start streaming down her face.
Roll coolness under fire.
There's a part of me that just wants to fail it. What was the unit morale, would you say? Would you say?
What's your command?
A D.
Okay, then D. We'll say
A D? All right. Well, this is fun. A 5 and a 2.
you take 3 points of stress.
Oh, yeah, she does. She is incapacitated by stress. And is just standing at the foot of the first man, staring at him, singing the national anthem, tears streaming down her face. And every time she ends the song, she gets back to the beginning.
You don't even notice as the other man walked up, took the torch from your hand, and lights the other two on fire.
And her eyes are just glazed over with the reflections of the light.
And we cut away.
Poor Anna.
So that happened.
Jeez.
We cut back to you guys, the main team. We see Emmett and Murph and Dr. Dolinsky and Merrick and LT, not in that order, it'd be Murph in the front, and you guys are going along. Emmett, you look down at your map, and up ahead about, you've gotten to the point where you're about just shy of half a click away from the location that you were trying to get to. About 200 meters to the east of that, though, you see a gas station.
Not another gas station.
So it's like about the same ballpark area, but that's about the only thing that's there. It's just this gas station.
All right, it looks like we're approaching our target point here. But all I'm seeing is that gas station. You guys want to do what we've been doing? We'll set up. You guys go take a look.
Let's keep doing what works, I guess.
How are we in comparison to the map? Are we thinking this is the potential target?
I mean, we're very close. I mean, we're within probably a couple hundred meters of where we've narrowed this down to, which is pretty good for this group of degenerates. So,
for land nav.
Yeah.
It's really good for land nav without a GPS.
I would say, I mean, if nothing else, this might be where we hunker down for the night if we can secure this location.
Well, if it is what we think it is, I don't think it's going to be just open sesame.
Well, as it is right now, that's a gas station. So why don't you set up? I'll set up with you, and then Novak and Bruce, you guys want to go poke around and see if there's anything?
We'll go investigate, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Chris and Brian, how close do you want to get to do your Overwatch watch? And then we'll modify the recon roll based off that.
For this one, being the high consequence that it is, Emmett would like to be...
First range increment?
I mean, yeah, if I could, because stretching the M60 is a little... why don't we... If we go somewhere right around 100, I'm still in my first... I'll be just at my second, so...
Okay. So about 100 meters out, which still gives you a +1 on your recon roll to hide.
That worked for me.
Okay. Because I'm assuming you guys are doing that thing where you go in first, set up a position,
So...
overwatch them,
Yes.
then they go in. Yeah.
And I get a +1, you said?
+1 on your recon roll to hide.
Leapfroggy.
Yep.
It's that one, not that one. 8 and a 6, 2 successes.
Okay. Chris, roll a recon roll, because I'm assuming you're going to look.
Yeah. And do I get a +1 as well?
No. No. Because this is you looking, not you hiding. Yeah.
7 and a 7.
Okay, so 2 successes. So we see the two of you guys move up into position, and you're about 100 meters out. Chris, you're looking through the scope, kind of panning along the windows, and some of the windows look like they've been busted out. Looks pretty fucking deserted. Like there's not really any vehicles outside. The sign's been kind of fucking blasted, so it just barely has some letters on it still. That looks dilapidated as shit, right? But you don't see any movement inside. Jeremy, that's Merrick and LT.
Yeah, we waved them up.
Okay, we go up quietly, huh?
Yeah, let's...
Okay.
I'm curious. Let's check this out.
Okay, is your recon roll? Because your recon is garbage.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
And it's a flat one.
He's like yesterday's tuna.
2 1s.
Like I said, yesterday's
2
tuna
ones.
is garbage.
Would you like to spend a couple challenge coins to push that
Not
roll?
a chance.
Okay. So you guys go walking up. You pass Murph and Emmett. You're about 75 meters from the gas station. And you get about 50 meters from the gas station. You get about 25 meters from the gas station. I'm assuming you guys have like your weapons up as you're...
Yeah, well, sniper
Patrolling.
rifle at ready going forward.
LT, what are you holding?
I am holding the AK-74.
All right. You guys get about 20 meters out, and nothing happens. You come walking up towards the gas station. The front doors open. You can just see it like blowing a little bit in that wind right now. There's just a little bit of a breeze, enough to like push this door open. Like whatever pneumatic hinge must have been on it before isn't functioning, or it's not attached properly, so the doors kind of just in the wind. But you don't see anybody in the windows.
Okay. We go inside and check out the building and then go out. Come back out and check, okay? So Merrick draws his pistol and slings the rifle.
All right, so you're going to go in?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go in, and the shelves were like whatever snacks had been, it's kind of like knocked over, and there's like, this place has been ransacked pretty much. What you notice, Jeremy, in kind of the center of it, there looks like an area where someone had like maybe made a campfire at some point. Like they used this as a camping location because it's covered, and, maybe people wouldn't be able to see their campfire from really far away. But you see that kind of like in the center of the gas station. Over to your left, you see this like pile of what looks like bones, maybe, just kind of like in a pile, which is kind of strange. LT, you look off to your right, and you see, tied to the ceiling, right, tied to like a beam in like one of those drop ceilings, right, someone had like tied it up onto like a steel beam that's holding the gas station up, like some sort of rope, right, around what look like boots with like tibia coming out of it.
If you or someone you love is struggling with combat-related PTSD, please call 877-717-7873. Again, that number is 877-717-PTSD. Or you can visit online ptsdusa.org. That's PTSD Foundation of America. If you call, you'll be immediately connected to a combat veteran who understands those experiences. And if you go to the website, they have in-person groups scattered throughout the United States. And if there isn't a peer group near you, they have online peer groups. Again, that's PTSD Foundation of America. If you're struggling, you don't have to go it alone.